this is senior to mathematics, and we are going to look at the difference of two squares. Last time we were looking at how we can use this identity, or we left when we were looking at the quadratic identities. And with this, just like the word says difference, we want to see how does it come about. Now, to start with, we are going to look at if we are asked to expand, say, x minus y into x plus y, we want to see what will this give us. And if we are to refer back to what we had looked at about how to expand brackets, say that whenever you have brackets, this is the same as considering each term that is in one bracket to multiply every other term in the other bracket. So here we shall have the first term in the first bracket, that is x, multiplying the whole bracket, which is the second one, x plus y. Then because the sign here is minus, I will have minus y, the second term in the first bracket, multiplying everything that is in the second bracket. This will give me, when I multiply x times x, hope you people agree that whenever you have x numbers of the same base, we add the power. This x is power 1, this one is power 1. When we are multiplying the two, we shall have x power 2. We add the powers. Then the x times y shall have it as plus xy. And then here, because this y is negative, we shall have minus y times x, that's yx. And because of this negative, it affects this sign, and we have it as minus positives, more like a negative times a positive, we have a negative. And y power 1 times y power 1, we say numbers of the same base, we add the powers, we shall have it as y squared. Now, before we continue any further, I have to first let students know that x times y, because we are multiplying, is the same as y times x. Say if you have 5 times 4, this is 20. And it's going to be the same if I start with 4. 4 times 5, still this is 20. So 5 times 4 is the same as 4 times 5. So when I have x times y, this is the same as y times x. And them being equal to the same thing or the same value, I can choose to have it as x squared plus, this I write it as xy, and this one, instead of having it as yx, I will say minus, I also write it as xy because they are the same, then minus y squared. Now, here I have the same number, xy positive. Here I have the very same number, xy negative. I'm adding and I'm subtracting. If I have plus 2 minus 2, this gives me 0. It's more like they cancel. The 2 subtracts the 2 and it goes away. So I have plus xy, I have minus xy. This will cancel and I will stay with x squared minus y squared, implying that whenever I expand x minus y times x plus y, the same numbers but the signs in the middle between them is different, then the answer that I get, I just pick one number, the first one, and square, then minus, I also pick the second one, squared. Say for instance, if I have, we are agreeing that this expression is equal to that, meaning also that this expression here, x squared minus y squared, I can write it as this. There are two equivalent expressions. This is x minus y and x plus y. In short, if I have, say, different values, I may have a squared minus b squared, two numbers, I'm subtracting them, and each one of them is squared. This can also be written as the first number without the square minus the second number without the square into the first number without the square plus the second number without the square. We can use this to simplify some expressions that they may ask. Sometimes they say simplify without using tables or calculators. Now if that happens and they ask us, for instance, an example, they say simplify. In most cases they say without tables or calculator, and say the number is simplify 72.3 squared minus 27.7 squared. If that's the question, they don't want you to get the calculator and you press it directly to get the answer. So at one point we are going to use the calculator and we shall see how to use it. But basically what is more important is the step that brings out this very well. If you look at this number here, 72.3 squared minus 27.7 squared, this is a difference, and a difference of two numbers, each one of them being squared. So if we are to refer to this, the previous expression that we have expanded, we had x squared minus y squared being equal to x minus y into x plus y. So they want you also to say or to show them that if you have one number squared minus the other one squared, you can apply the difference of two squared. So whenever they say without using calculators, this is what we expect. We expect you to say 72.3 squared minus 27.7 squared. This is equal to the first number, but this time round without the square, that is 72.3 minus the second number without the square, that's 27.7 into the first number without the square, 72.3 plus the second number without the square. Following this, 27, it has to be, it's not fitting, let me look for a way how I can make it fit. So we have it as equals to the first number without the square, 72.3 minus the second one without the square, 27.7 into the first one without the square, 72.3 plus the second one without the square, which is 27.7. Now this is the step that we always want to see whenever they say simplify without using the calculator. From here, you're free to use the calculator to subtract the 72.3 minus 27.7. If I'm to subtract 72.3 minus 27.7, this is the 3 I will borrow here and I stay with 1. 13 minus 7, I get 6. Then 1 minus 7 is impossible, I borrow here, I stay with 6. I have 11 minus 7, I will have this as 4, but there is a point there, and then 6 minus 2 is 4. So this one gives me 44.6 times, then 72.3 plus, I will have it as 72.3 plus 27.7. When I add 3 and 7 is 10, I put 1, 0, I go with 1. This is 1, 2, making it 3. 3 plus 7 is 10. So this becomes point, put 0, go with 1. This makes 8. 1 and 7 is 8 plus 2 is 10. So meaning this last part becomes 100.0. And now when I simplify this further, 44.6 times 100, I will get this as 4. You know, whenever it goes, the 0 goes, the point goes the other side. Here you're also free to use the calculator. You have 4460 as the answer. And with this, always what we need to see whenever they say simplify without using tables or calculators is to see you applying the difference of two squares, the first number without the square minus the second number without the square, into the first bracket, then open the other bracket, the first number without the square plus the second number without the square. Thank you very much. See you in the next lesson when we are looking at how to use the difference of two squares to factorize, and also have some little numbers that you're going to try out. Thank you.